Hi guys! A couple of years ago I got my DNA genome mapped, and I'll be honest, I got it mostly because it just sounded pretty cool, but I am also someone who likes to use information to help guide my health practices. And I can honestly say that some of the things I learned from the DNA test have changed my life. Let's get into it. Okay, I'll be honest, sometimes I find the Change My Life title on YouTube a little bit cheesy, but the DNA test has changed my life. And it hasn't changed it in a, oh my god, I feel amazing sort of way. It's changed it in a way where if I just take the things that I learned from the DNA test and just be consistent over the next 20, 30, 40 years, if we imagine two different lives, one where I did follow the advice and one where I didn't, I would be in two very different states of health. Hopefully by following the advice I've learned, I'll be avoiding certain diseases and I'll be a happier 80 or 90 and who knows where I'll go. So before I get into my results of the DNA test, let me explain a little bit about how it works. It's really simple. I used a company called myDNAhealth. The test is just a simple cheek swab and you post it off, and then the report comes through as a 44-page document, which initially seems a little bit daunting, but everything is very well explained and it comes in a way that's very easy to understand. The report shows the genes that predispose you to certain diseases. So it's important to note here that it's not diagnostic, it's not telling you you have certain problems. What it's doing is it's showing you the things that are possible for you to have. The report also then tells you the lifestyle changes you need to make so that you put yourself in the best chance of avoiding those things. Now I like this because I'm someone that needs as many tools as possible to help me make the right health decisions. Like many people, I'm tempted to eat too much chocolate, to eat too many carbs, to drink too much alcohol, to skip workouts and be lazy. So if I can just grab as much information that helps motivate me to not eat too much chocolate, not drink too much alcohol, to not skip workouts, then that's going to make me a healthier person over time. Now let me show you my DNA results and hopefully it will help you understand why I'm now so motivated to stick to some of the good things. So I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'll just show you 3 genes. This first one here, the ADRB2-Gly16, I can't pretend to understand any of this. This ADRB2 shows that I have a tendency to put on abdominal fat, and that is true. Like whenever I put on a little bit of weight, Christmas is often a time that might happen, it always goes straight to my tummy. Now over time, if that keeps building up and building up, that would build visceral fat, which we know would not be very good, fat around my organs. And in the gene below that, we can see that my increased tendency to hold weight around my abdomen can be easily avoided by not eating too many carbs. Quite simple. Moving on to the next gene of relevance is this APO3/4. Now there are a few different variants of the APO gene. APO4/4 is known to be the worst one, and APO3/4 is still not great because what that does is it inhibits the transition of healthy cholesterols into my brain. We want healthy cholesterols to go into the brain, and it's the APO4 element of it which can inhibit that movement of healthy cholesterol to the brain. What that has been shown to do is increase the risk of getting Alzheimer's later in life. But what it shows in this report here is that to lower this risk, I should be avoiding too many sugars, excess alcohol, and too many carbohydrates in my diet. Quite simple, but it's another thing that's telling me to reduce carbs and avoid too much sugar. The last gene I'm going to show you is this PPARG gene. Again, I have no idea what that means, but it means that I hold too much fat in my cells. But interestingly, the reason I'd be holding too much fat in my cells in the first place is if I eat foods that contain saturated fats and too many carbohydrates that then get converted into fat if my blood sugar gets too high. So all the fun foods like pizzas and donuts and white bread and all that stuff, if I eat too many of them, they're going to get converted into fat into my cells and my body's not very good at releasing it. So there were lots of other things that this report told me, but I've got a few things, really important things that are telling me not to have too many carbohydrates, not to have unhealthy foods like too many takeaways and too many processed carbs with saturated fat in them. And if I do, I'm going to be increasing my risk of Alzheimer's, I'm going to be increasing my abdominal and visceral fat, and I'm going to be holding too much fat in my cells, which just can't be a good thing. So I've got 3 really good motivators there to try and limit carbs, limit sugars, and avoid unhealthy takeaways and processed foods. I am definitely someone where I'm let loose, I could easily just smash a family-sized bar of Cadbury's and eat way too much chocolate. That has definitely been one of my tendencies in my life. But since I had my genome mapped, I've I've been so much better at avoiding eating too much chocolate. In fact, I know what I'm like. I need to be a bit black and white with chocolate, so I just don't eat it now, most of the time. This is just something that improves my overall well-being, and now that I have very strong motivation to be consistent with not letting my blood sugar get too high, hopefully if we extrapolate that out over the next few decades, I will be in a much better place when I get into my later life. So this way of thinking falls into the category that I call proactive health. And if you're interested in this sort of thing, I'm going to link you to another video in my proactive health playlist, which is how I use the Oura Ring and how it helps me make decisions around my sleep. And until next time, have a healthy week.